Thank you for calling the office of Adam Silver. This is Trandan, the anti-American man. How may I help you?
Yes, this is Virtue Signal requesting to speak with Commissioner Silver.
Sure, Mr. Signal. I will transfer you now. May I ask your gender, please?
I don't have one.
Oh, how nice. You're non-binary. That tickles my pickle. Transferring you now, Commissioner Silver, Virtue Signal Line 1, Virtue Signal Line 1. Oh, Adam Silver. Adam Silver. He must really take his participation in the Traveling Butt Bongo Festival seriously. Remember just 2 years ago when ratings for the NBA Finals were sinking to the bottom of the woke sea? The face of disgrace LeBron James, who has spent his entire career trying to measure up or be better than Michael Jordan and failing every time. LeBron likes to pretend that he is the biggest draw in the NBA. At a time when the entire country was forced to be at home, hiding from the Fauci lizard, praying they would not be the next victim of Fauci fucking. LeBron James could barely convince 7 million people to watch him chase a championship that most of us have already forgotten. In the midst of the NBA Titanic sinking, Adam Silver was interviewed by Rachel Nichols. Now, this was about 7 or 8 months before she was accused of mythical racism. For pointing out the fact that ESPN promotes talentless shitfucks like Maria Taylor based on them checking woke boxes instead of them being qualified. Adam Silver told Rachel Nichols, Rach, can I call you Rach? I also assume you use she, her pronouns. Me personally, I prefer shit fuck. Anyway, I have decided that the NBA will no longer be political. I have been looking at the numbers, Rach. It turns out our fans don't like being called racist. If they wanted to be called racist, they could watch our woke brothers in the WNBA. So going forward, we're going to go back to being apolitical. Speaking of the WNBA, let me move off topic for just 1 second. I had a viewer email me an interesting clip this morning. I told you guys in the past, when people attend charity basketball games at the local dump, they're not paying to watch basketball. I mean, seriously. Why would anyone pay to watch women pretending to be men not make shots, not be entertaining? There are 2 reasons people pay money to get into the dump. First reason's obvious, to dump their trash. The second reason, stand-up comedy. Since woke shitfucks have infected stand-up comedy, the industry's been on a steady decline. They have replaced legendary comedians like Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle. Those men are too offensive. They make jokes about misogyny. They have replaced comedians with live broadcasts from the dump. It's some of the best stand-up comedy you'll ever see. Now, some of you probably thought I was joking about this when I've said this in the past. The kid in this clip, he was interviewed outside of the dump in Chicago. Watch for yourself.
You look like you're here with a bunch of friends. Are these all your friends?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well then why are you here? Do you like Chicago Sky? It looks like you do.
I have never heard of this group. I have never heard of this.
You've never heard of Sky basketball, the women's team?
No.
You know they won the championship, right?
No.
You didn't know that? Well, now you do.
No, I do, but I still don't really know anything else.
All right, do you know who the Sky is playing today?
No.
What are you looking forward to today with this group?
The buffet.
We should get you on the court today, huh?
Okay.
Let me see how you shoot your threes.
I don't shoot threes.
Now, this kid came for the free food, but his parents came for the comedy. My sources tell me they had 2 different setups for the buffet. One for the kids, the other for members of Woke United Methodist. That buffet included plenty of cucumbers, a variety of eggplants, and bananas for those who prefer crooked insertion. But anyway, back to the NBA. 2 years ago, Adam Silver promised his dwindling fan base that the NBA was leaving politics off the court. And to be honest with you, for about 18 months, Adam Silver stayed true to his word. They removed Black Lives Matter from the court. During games, we didn't hear useless pieces of shit like Mark Jones sharing fake claims of mythical racism. Even off the court, vocal players like LeBron James weren't using Twitter to promote mythical racism. Players were no longer boycotting playoff games because a criminal was shot by police after he tried to stab him. As a result, ratings for the NBA began to bounce back. But all it took was one event for the NBA to rededicate their league to wokeism. the shooting in Uvalde, Texas. After that happened, Steve Kerr opened the doors to Woke United Methodist in San Francisco. He invited all wokeists inside, rebaptized them in the woke holy water, and had everyone say the woke prayer. Our non-binary Father, which art in the backyard, oak tree is thy name. Drop your acorns to remove my shame for staying silent as lower ratings were blamed and people quit watching our games. Give us this day our daily cucumber as we rededicate our lives to pushing your agenda. After the woke prayer, Adam Silver got behind the pulpit and he led the congregation in the ceremonial wokehood celebration to cement their rededication to wokeism. Throughout the NBA playoffs, we were beaten over the head about the need for gun control. Remember this sermon from Brother Steve Kerr?
When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there. I'm so tired of I'm tired of the moments of silence. Enough. There's 50 senators right now who refuse to vote on H.R. 8, which is a background check rule that the House passed a couple of years ago. It's been sitting there for 2 years. And there's a reason they won't vote on it, to hold on to power. So I ask you, Mitch McConnell, I ask all of you senators who refuse to do anything about the violence and school shootings and supermarket shootings, I ask you, are you going to put your own desire for power ahead of the lives of our children and our elderly and our churchgoers? Because that's what it looks like.
When are we going to do something? We must protect the children. We must stop black people from being killed by white people with guns. It doesn't matter that most people are killed by their own race. That doesn't fit my narrative. We must take guns off the street so white people can no longer kill black people and all races can return to normal by killing off their own people instead. Apparently, Adam Silver listened to the impassioned sermon by Brother Steve Kerr. That sermon was given 3 months ago. Tomorrow afternoon, the NBA will release the schedule for the regular season. The NBA schedule release, it's not met with the same excitement like when the NFL releases their regular season schedule. I'm a diehard fan of the Pelicans, but there's 82 fucking games. I know the Pels are going to play every team in the league at least twice. When they play them, who fucking cares? The NBA knows most people don't pay attention when the schedule's released. In order for their virtue signal to be noticed, they sent out James Cadogan to MSNBC to explain a very important day on the NBA schedule. James Cadogan, he is the executive director of the NBA Social Justice Coalition. In other words, he's the league chaplain. During the season, he travels around the country visiting NBA arenas and leading teams in need in the woke prayer. He was interviewed this morning on MSNBC with the sole purpose of highlighting a special day on the NBA calendar. Was he giving us a sneak peek at the NBA schedule for Christmas Day? No one gives a shit about that until Christmas morning. Was he announcing that the NBA will play games on Thanksgiving this year to compete with the NFL? Fuck no. The NBA front office is filled with dumb fucks, but they're not that dumb. For possibly the first time in at least, 10 or 15 years, the NBA is refusing to schedule games on Election Day. Now, you may be wondering, why? That's the first question I asked when I saw the headline. Why? What the hell does the NBA have to do with the voting process? Most NBA games don't start until 7 o'clock at night when polls are already closed. Attending an NBA game doesn't prohibit people from voting, so what's the reason? Listen to James Cadogan explain.
It's unusual. We don't usually change the schedule for an external event, but voting and election day are obviously unique and incredibly important to our democracy, and that's part of the value proposition that we want to make sure people understand, that voting is unlike anything else.
What's your response to people who say no games on election day? That's a symbolic gesture.
I would say to them, the symbols really matter. So if we do something that some might call a symbol, I would say that's a good symbol. If we were talking about getting out, registering, voting, making your voice heard in whatever way you think is most important, those are symbols that I think most people can and would support.
Do you see why I called it a virtue signal? He just fucking admitted this is a symbol. It's a good symbol. Symbols are nice. Remember when Prince became a symbol? Remember when Shay Shay used the cucumber emoji to send out his woke mating call? All good symbols. What is going on here? Deacons at Woke United Methodist are in a panic. We are less than 3 months from the midterms, and they know they're going to get destroyed. Politicians who align themselves with identifiers, they don't have a platform to run on. Economy, nope. Gas prices, nope. Inflation, nope. Illegal immigration, nope. There hasn't been a police shooting that they could turn into mythical racism. They sold the country on myths and fantasies in 2020, and it worked. But they know it's not going to work this time. They are demanding all organizations that are aligned with them to do their part in getting shitfucks out to vote. The NBA is doing their part by not playing games on Election Day. But it's not going to work. Matter of fact, I think this could have a devastating impact on the NBA. Ratings for the regular season last year were shit. It wasn't record low levels like the previous 2 years, but regular season ratings weren't good. Fans came back, though, for the first round of the playoffs. They were able to carry that momentum through the second round. Then Steve Kerr gave his sermon on gun control, and Adam Silver watched millions of fans abandon the NBA once again. The NBA regular season starts in October. So those 2 or 3 weeks going into Election Day, what do you think the NBA is going to promote? When they are trying to influence people to get out and vote, which narrative are they going to push? Is LeBron James going to promote normal people or woke shitfucks like AOC? Will the NBA talk about the importance of keeping the Second Amendment, or will they produce PSAs on gun control? If they talk about abortion, are they going to ask people to respect the Supreme Court decision, or will they claim the extermination of a 3-month-old is called abortion instead of murder? You guys know which side the NBA will promote. This is not going to be an unbiased get out the vote campaign. The NBA will once again alienate and piss off a large portion of their audience. Then they will wonder, how come people are not watching us? Well, let me know what you think. The NBA sends a giant virtue signal by refusing to schedule games on Election Day. Will this have a negative impact on their regular season TV ratings? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.